Uh, Dear thought leaders, professionals, distinguished scholars, good evening. A warm welcome and thank you for the invitation to speak. When I received this invitation, I was full of a cocktail of emotions. As a young person and knowledge seeker, I was super excited to be on such a platform because I believe that such engagements are very instrumental. But on the other hand, I was full of anxiety, wondering what and how to address the cream of the cream. So please, I am just an ordinary young woman that is forging life, so lower your expectations of me. But if I speak sense, you may clap for me so that I can tell people back home and my beautiful mother, who is in India for treatment, that I got a standing ovation from the Oxford. That is a great PR. With a background in beauty pageants and fashion industry, I am sure that each one of you expects me to be sharing probably African fashion tips or skincare routine. And indeed, when I was approached, I was told to speak about or share my reflections about the intersection of fashion, narrative, and representation. But sometimes I am a bit stubborn with what I need. After securing my speaking slot, I negotiated with the team. I asked the team to tell me the main theme of the day. And I was told that the main theme of the day is Africa is not a country. I told the team to allow me explore the theme my way. While I acknowledge the role of fashion or the role fashion plays in highlighting the rich diversity and individuality of African nations, I am sure that in the next 20 years to come, by 2040 or 2050, Africa's major problem is not going to be what to wear or fashion. So with that being said, allow me to detour you a little bit from fashion and share with you a story, an African story, a story that is not just so dear to my heart, but a story that is worth to be told on such an academic platform, a community that is breeding the next generation of African leaders and responsible citizens of this continent. While I stick to the theme of Africa is not a country, I am proudly Rwandan and African. If you asked me the title of my today's speech, I would give it accountability. And speaking about Africa's accountability, there is no way to gloss over Africa's indifference during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda and in the aftermath. 30 years ago, Rwanda experienced one of the most thorough genocides ever committed in history, and that is the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. In the aftermath of the genocide, 1 million people lay dead, and 2 more had fled to the neighboring countries and taken hostage by the very forces, African forces, that had carried out the slaughter. Inside the country, the economy was at a complete standstill, and virtually public infrastructures and funds were deeply looted. The remnants of the genocidal forces continued to target and kill the genocide survivors in an effort to make the country ungovernable and to prevent justice and accountability for crimes. Rwandans were profoundly divided, and our people lacked the basic necessities for a safe and dignified life. To any outside observers, and even to some Rwandans, it must have seemed like Rwanda was destined to remain a hopeless basket case forever. But that is not what happened. Guided by the extraordinary kind of leadership of our President Paul Kagame, that is firmly committed to accountability, national unity, and measurable service delivery to all Rwandans without exception, Rwandans came together and we built a country even better than it was before. Distinguished guests, I am not bragging about Rwanda's achievements. And the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi is not a crown to wear. However, as Africans and young people, today's statistics show us that Africa has the fastest growing population in the world And by 2050, Africans will represent 25% of humanity. And the majority of these people are going to be the young people. So it's therefore important as young people, as Africans, to be informed about the complexity of such a history, so that together we can be the advocates of change for the Africa that we need, as we say, never again genocide on the African soil. Again, allow me to say that Africa is not a country, but together we are a powerhouse. The future of this continent is bright, with a young people that is informed and accountable. Whenever there is no enemy within us, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Viva Africa! As I end my speech today, I would like to request each one of you to stand up on your feet as we pay respect to the lives of the people that lay dead in Rwanda, the victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. With all respect, please. Just a minute of silence. Thank you so much.